What's up, everybody? This is Isaac. I am post-op 2 weeks in this video. I did a week 1 video and the camera was all misaligned and didn't work out too well. So I'm gonna quickly go over. Week 2 was pretty simple. It was just chilling at home and starting the puree stage. But week 1 was the thing to really talk about. And that's starting with, I got some notes from the day of surgery. And basically what I went through was pretty simple. I, unlike millions of other people, did not have gas pain. So my surgery was pretty painless. I've just kind of chilled at home, not done a whole lot. You know, but day of surgery went well. Woke up early, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Was in the shower by 4:30. Went to the hospital. Was there at 5. They immediately took me to a room, had me changed into a gown, gave me IV in this forearm, or this part of my hand, and then in this arm. They tried this one, but the vein, I guess, shrunk up when she used some lidocaine. So they got 2 IVs going, only needed 1, I believe. She gave me some medication. She gave me a patch behind my ear for nausea. She gave me a shot in my stomach somewhere. And that was pretty much that. I was there for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. And then they wheeled me down to the OR waiting area, where I was given one of those super cool hairnets. You know, met the nurse down there, talked to the surgeon, talked to the anesthesiologist, talked to the anesthesiologist's assistant, talked to the surgical assistant, talked to another nurse, met all these people. That was cool. They kind of went over everything with me and just kind of, you know, waited for a little bit longer, and then once 7:30 rolled around, it was time for me to go in. I was the first one in. I think I was the only one in, at least for bariatric surgery that morning, at least with my surgeon. Well, I guess with any of them, because I was the only one on the surgical, like that floor, the 4th floor they put me on for the night. I was the only one walking around. But anyway, so the anesthesiologist's assistant gave me something to calm my nerves, which I wasn't really super nervous to begin with, but I had my mom there with me, and she was there from the moment we got there to when they took us downstairs to the OR waiting area. She was there as well, and then she went to some other room, I don't know. But then, so what they did was they wheeled me in. It was the first room, right through the double doors, into another set of double doors. They had me transition onto another bed, which was the OR table, and then they had this platform down at the end. You put your feet on, make sure they're flat, and then they like start strapping you in like you're a crazy person. So that was a bit unnerving. And then you know, they have you put your arms out, and then they take these like cushion things, and these foam cushion things, they put them over your arms, and then they strap your arms down. And pretty much that was it. I mean, the guy took the mask, put it on my face, told me to take 5 deep breaths. I remember counting in my head, you know, 1, 2, and I got to 5, and as soon as I exhaled on 5, that was it. I don't remember anything else. I woke up in the recovery room and was dry heaving a lot, felt like I needed to vomit, and you know, I told the nurse, hey, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. She said, okay, there's nothing to throw up because I haven't had anything all day. But anyway, she ran off, got something, came back, gave me, I think, Zofran and some sort of pain medication, and within like a minute, I was, boom, back to myself. I was up and, well, I wasn't standing or anything, but I was up, I was talking, I was coherent, and just, you know, talking with the nurses, making sure everything went okay, because we all have that fear that they go in, your liver's too big or something else, and, you know, they have to cancel, but, you know, you're asleep, so you have no idea. So, you know, my first question was, is everything good? Have I been bypassed? You know, did it all go well? And they were like, yeah, went perfect, no issues, good to go. I was in recovery for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, perhaps an hour. And then they took me up to my room where I stayed there, and by that time I think she had given me some more, like some small little things to drink of, the liquid hydrocodone, which killed any pain that I would have had, didn't really have, but any discomfort. And I went to sleep. I went to sleep for like 5 or 6 hours, I think. Woke up around 3. They came in, checked my vitals and everything, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta pee. So got up, walked to the bathroom, and then I was like, well, I'm already up, let's do some laps. So I went and walked some laps. Like I said, I think I was the only one there because there was no one else on the floor that I could see. I mean, I knew there was like 1 or 2 other people in some of the rooms, but I was the only person on the board that was marking how many laps they took, and you know, I was that. So I stayed in the hospital. That was had surgery on the 30th, which was a Tuesday, and I left on Wednesday about 7 p.m. and I was taking another set of laps with my mom, and come around the corner was the surgeon. He was walking, like I guess he was walking to the room, and then he looked down and he saw me, and so he came down and he was like, well, you're up and walking and smiling, so I guess you're ready to leave. I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So he, you know, filed the paperwork. That wasn't 7, that was probably like 4 or something. It takes them a while for their paperwork to get going. But so they did that, got my paperwork. I chilled the room for a little bit longer. Nurses came in, did some more vitals and everything, and then one of the bariatric nurses came in and she went over post-op stuff real quickly, and that was it. And I went home 7 o'clock, and like I said, I've had no gas pain, I've had no nausea, I've had no vomiting, a little bit of diarrhea. That's pretty much it. And that was, you know, day of surgery, and, you know, day or 2 after. Like I said, it was not very painful. The only real pain, physical pain, were my incisions, not the actual skin layer, but down underneath in the muscle, trying to get in and out of like bed and things, which I ended up borrowing a recliner from my sister's house. Made it a lot easier, and I slept in that for, I don't know, a week or so. But the first night I was in my bed, and while I slept fine because I was super tired, it was very difficult to get out. Oh, excuse me, it's very difficult to get out of bed. And I took a little bit of the medication, the hydrocodone that they gave me here. Took it just, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times, not even maybe half the bottle. I've since poured that down the drain. Didn't use any of the Zofran or any of the one little pill they gave me for something else, I don't know. Didn't use any of that. And then the biggest thing was probably being on a normal schedule. My schedule is usually 3:30 to midnight, so there's no one ever around. It's just me, and I really need that human interaction. So going to work, I kind of get that, but so being at home alone on a normal person schedule, but still knowing that I can't go and hang out, can't go and do things, that was probably the hardest part for me. It was way more, it got way more depressing than I expected. It was really a mind game. But that was probably the biggest thing there. At some point, I think Thursday, my bowels started to wake up, and I remember Thursday I tried to pass some gas, and when I did, it felt like it backed up, so I had some pain on my left, like lower left side of my stomach, so that freaked me out. So I was freaked out for like a day until I woke up the next day, and I was perfectly fine. Thought it was gonna be the end. I was constantly checking heart rate and my temperature and all that stuff throughout the night. And then on Friday, I had my first bowel movement. Saturday, I had another bowel movement, and then I got freaked out again because it was still the post-op bowel movement where you have some black tarry digested blood. But I waited until Monday to call anybody, and actually they called me for my little checkup thing, little checkup call they do, and by that time I'd already had another bowel movement and it was normal. But that's it. I mean, first week I couldn't get hardly 3, maybe 4 ounces of a shakedown, and then just tried to stay hydrated as much as I could, drinking water, and sugar-free popsicles. Man, I'm freaking addicted to those things. But that was pretty much week 1. Week 2 was the same, just progressed into puree foods. Made some egg salad and mashed potatoes, and I've chopped up some green beans and things like that, and that's pretty much been my diet. I did have fish. I've had swordfish baked. It's really good. It was easy to go down. I've had scrambled eggs, easy to go down. So far, so good. I've been lucky, no issues. Had my week 2 post-op on Monday, just a couple of days ago, and doctor said everything was good and said I can go back to work. I was supposed to go back today. Didn't happen because of the disability return to work date, and then I checked my incisions. Those are good, and I can go swimming this weekend, and from there on out he just wants me to increase my activity. So that's it. My surgery weight was 427, and I think I've hit that 3-week stall. I'm at 408, and I've been at 408 for a couple of days, probably two or 3 days, but that's it. So I'm just gonna increase my activity and get back to work and try and get normal. I'm on the soft food stage now. Today makes the start of week 3, so good luck, everybody. Be strong. This is Isaac. I'll catch you guys next time.